Hi there traders, this is Steve Miley, the market chartist for FX Explained, and our regular weekly macro watch update for the week commencing the 15th of November 2021. Inflation worries from high US CPI data, bond yields push higher, and stock indices dip and bounce. So let's take a look first of all at the macroeconomic and geopolitical developments from the past week. Well, the key standout event last week was the US CPI data, which came in much higher than expected at 6.2% year over year, its highest level since 1990. And this CPI data fueled inflation concerns, seeing global stock indices set back and then bounce, whilst global bonds pushed to higher yields. Elsewhere, Tesla saw a steep decline after CEO Elon Musk reacted to a Twitter poll and announced he plans to sell some of his shares. And just recently over the weekend, the Dutch government has ordered a partial lockdown to combat surging COVID-19 infections. Now let's take a look at those global financial market developments for last week ending the 12th of November 2021. Well, as we've already looked at here, the global stock indices set back from record highs. Here, the US equity index, the S&P 500, dipping lower after inflation data, but with a firm end to the week, popping back higher on Friday. European markets actually weathered the storm better. The DAX here hitting another new record high towards the second part of last week. And global bond yields were higher. Here the US 10-year yield pushing higher after that US CPI data Wednesday through Thursday. And the US dollar benefited from the higher US bond yields, surging higher to its highest level since July of 2020 for the US dollar index. And that US dollar strength saw a sell-off in the euro versus the dollar, and also the pound versus the dollar, both of those looking vulnerable. Gold pushed to the top side, breaking out from a recent range, its highest level now since May and pointing towards the May peak. And we saw oil bounce and then set back. So still this potential oil top, but oil poised to either make a bigger topping statement or potentially a more bullish signal. And gold in here, copper in here did see a slight bound, but remains negative in a wider range. Now let's take a look at the week ahead, the week commencing the 15th of November 2021. Well, on the central bank side, we have a quiet week for central banks. We get the Reserve Bank of Australia, the RBA meeting minutes are released on Tuesday. And on the data front, we get Japanese GDP and Chinese retail sales on Monday. We get those RBA meeting minutes Tuesday alongside the UK employment report, EU GDP and US retail sales. We get UK CPI and Canadian CPI on Wednesday and EU CPI on Thursday. And then we get UK retail sales and Canadian retail sales on Friday. I'm going to wish you all a great trading week. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel and hit that like button. So traders, don't forget to catch us on the next FX Explained Macro Watch and all the great content on fxexplained.co.uk.